to a chick. So say goodbye to everything you ever knew before. And I'd understand if you went running out the door. And I'll keep you safe, and no harm will ever come to you, I swear. And I'll kill if they even dare. I'll kill, I swear.
Hi, Your Highness.
Well, hi.
How are you?
I'm getting prepared for the show.
Okay, take your time. We have all day. Well, most of the rest of the day.
It's December in Michigan. It doesn't ever look like daytime.
Yeah, it's always just a little bit gray.
It's dank, like my weed.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but so
It also has no snow right now, so it's not even like bright.
I would like to thank you and everyone else for
Why
tuning
are
in
you
to
thanking
Michigan
us?
Murders and Music. You tune in.
I
hear
do
you.
tune in. And then sometimes I tune right the fuck back out.
You probably should. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, Annabella. Did I interrupt your sleep over there?
We just woke up the dog.
I'm so sorry.
She's fine. So
You
do
know
us a
when
favor.
You know when a lady says she's fine.
Oh yeah, she's not fine.
It's not okay.
But I'm saying she's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing Michigan Murders and Music. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend, holiday, whatever you guys did. We didn't do shit.
No, it was quite nice.
Very relaxing.
Slept quite a bit. Yeah.
A lot of sleeping. We didn't do the dishes. I
Nope.
didn't even drink as much as I was planning on.
It's because you were sleeping the whole time.
I know. How can you not be?
I know.
You
So,
guys,
yeah.
we probably have a few new listeners or followers, but we're just going to say this week that we love every one of you. I'm blown away by the numbers. Do they compare to Joe Rogan? No. But is it more than
We're
the
not.
20 that I thought we'd get?
Right.
Yes.
We're not Joe Rogan.
Fuck no.
We got way more than 20. So hit subscribe whenever you can. Click
Rate
like every
us,
chance
please.
you can get. Yeah.
Go on to our website. Might be up by now. We have to thank Chadwick.
Oh, it is up. Yep. Chadwick.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I shit you not, 3 months.
Oh yeah, pulling your
Trying.
hair out. And then come to find out there was some corruption in the site, and he had to actually pull it down, delete it, and rebuild the whole thing.
Did he really pull it?
Yeah. He
Anyways,
I don't know.
Chadwick, the website I think looks great. I'm not going to lie. Haven't been there. Also, why do I say I'm not going to lie?
Yeah, why would you
I
lie
hate
in the first
that
place?
fucking saying.
It's like you're normally lying, and then you're
And
just
then
like,
now
oh, no,
I'm just
not
all of a
gonna.
sudden like, oh, wait, I'm not going to anymore.
Right.
I hate that fucking saying. Oh, speaking of fucking, we have an explicit warning content.
Yep, explicit content warning.
If your adult child has had numerous run-ins with the law, you might not want to let them listen to us. Don't let these frequencies seep into his ear canals.
Yeah, he's gonna get some ideas, some cockamamie.
Yeah, because you know he
ideas.
lives with his parents.
Well, it sure sounds like he does.
I just...
Yep, and by the way, Her Highness will say some things that are politically incorrect, and we are not apologizing, but if you don't like it, then, that's on you.
My bad.
yeah,
I mean, not my bad. You're
it's
bad.
It's gonna happen.
We joke. It's shit. We're drinking. I'm
Yeah,
getting high. This is a relaxation thing. And sometimes I have Tourette's moments.
Yep.
And I kind of apologize, but I don't apologize. Like, it just happens. And I'm sorry if you can't handle it. Anyways,
So,
we love you guys. Long time. Where are we going to today, Boot?
we are going to Kent County, Michigan.
Grand Rapids
Yeah.
court system, to be exact.
You remember the story from episode number 15 about Jared Scumbag Chance. Is Scumbag his middle name? Because you
Fucking is scumbags. It's getting longer, actually.
And
it's
his parents.
scumbag douche dick
Dick Weasel.
Chance. It's Jared Scumbag douche dick Chance.
Okay.
He is prisoner number 756-132 in the Saginaw County Correctional Facility.
That's where he was.
I'm
I think
hoping
he's at
there's a
different
fire
prison
in the
now.
hole,
Yeah.
bitch.
Oh, okay, Jesse.
I love Jesse. He's
Yep.
the best.
So this is also including his parents, who tried to cover for him and
It
got
is.
themselves in trouble too.
You guys, we actually had an episode about Jared Scumbag and what he did. And if you haven't listened to that, please step back now and go listen to it. It's episode 15, and
Yep.
it's called Jared Scumbag Chance. Dickhole douche canoe does what he does. This is the fate of Jared after his disgusting acts of violence.
Court was adjourned in the Kent County Circuit Courtroom on Thursday, October 10th, 2019.
Jared was actually offered a plea deal on Friday. He rejected that plea deal on Monday, and on Tuesday, testimonies and shit started.
Okay.
It went that fast.
Yeah.
Once it went down.
The jury deliberated, and it only took them 3 hours to find Jared Chance guilty of second-degree murder, mutilation, and concealing the body of Ashley Young.
Let's just sadly go back and remind just a couple of things. Ashley Young's body was dismembered. Sadly, Jared Scumbag douche dick canoe Chance has not revealed what he has done with her head, her feet, and her hands. So to this day, he has not given the family that closure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really fucking stupid.
So on Thursday, October 10th, 2019, Judge Mark Trusak, and we hear his name on the news
All the time.
quite often, yeah, he sentenced Jared to a minimum of 100 years and a maximum of 200 years in prison.
Fire in the hole, bitch.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get railroaded. They're gonna
I hope so.
find a little weak spot and give him a good. Mm-hmm. So
He won't be eligible for parole until he's 130 years old.
I'm pretty sure he's not gonna make it that long.
I hope not. I
Right.
hope he does himself in. Not gonna lie. Said it again. God damn it. This is actually the Judge Trusick himself giving the sentencing. Let's listen to that now, shall we, Boot?
Yes, for sure.
While we're listening to that, while you're listening to that, we're gonna drink.
Sir, is there anything you'd like to say before I impose sentence or any comment with regards to your pre-sentence report?
No.
I am very familiar with the facts and circumstances of this case. As I sat as judge over this trial, a jury rightly convicted you of second-degree murder, being a fourth felony offender. The maximum penalty on that is life or any term of years. You were also convicted of 3 counts of tampering with evidence as a fourth felony offender. That carries a maximum penalty, each of those counts of life or any term of years. You were also convicted of mutilation of a dead body as a fourth felony offender. That carries a maximum penalty of life or any term of years. You were also convicted of concealing the death of an individual as a fourth felony offender. That again carries a maximum penalty of life or any term of years. You are 30 years old. Prior to these 6 felony convictions, you had 4 prior convictions, 7 misdemeanor convictions, and a juvenile record. Before this, you'd had 9 times you'd been in jail, 5 times you had been on probation, and you had not been in prison. This was an extremely disturbing set of facts and circumstances where you killed and dismembered this young lady, Ashley Young. Only her torso was found in the basement. The police, although they did an excellent job in this matter, working every possible lead, could never find Ashley's head, her hands, or her feet. some of the things that stick out to me significantly is that you had bragged before this killing, shortly before, that you could kill somebody and get away with it. You also had a propensity to play with a pistol and point it at other individuals. As the guidelines now stand corrected, they are on the second-degree murder, 270 months to 900 months, which is a range of 22.5 to 75. On the 3 counts of tampering with evidence, the range is 34 months to 134 months. And on the mutilating a dead body, the sentencing range is between 34 months and 134 months. And on the concealing the death of an individual, the guidelines have a range of 19 to 76 months. I do not believe that these guidelines appropriately take into effect everything involved in this case, and guidelines under People versus Lockridge are advisory, and I need to impose a reasonable and sentence that is proportionate under People versus Melbourne. I believe, given the facts and circumstances of this case, that I will be imposing a reasonable and proportionate sentence. But as I said, there are certain things that I believe the guidelines do not take into effect. First of all, we do not specifically know exactly how Ashley was killed, and the guidelines under offense variable 1 vary whether someone is killed with a firearm or stabbed. The pathologist testified in this matter, since Ashley's head was never found, that it was a homicide by unspecified means. We do not know whether that was a pistol, a knife, a hammer, a bat, or any other instrument. We do know there was a sweatshirt with a hood that had a large amount of blood in it, but simply because you decapitated her and concealed her head, I do not believe that you should be, it is fundamentally unfair to allow you to benefit from these actions in the scoring of the guidelines. I think that is one thing that clearly the guidelines do not take into effect. Also, I listened carefully at this trial. I had a number of pretrial motions, hearings. The only motive or reason that was articulated in this matter was testified to by the neighbor, Mr. Nelson, who testified that shortly before this murder, that you had bragged about how you could get rid of someone and that you knew how to get rid of blood and fingerprints and things like that, I believe was his testimony. And he also testified about how you had a stash of blue gloves, latex gloves, that are used in those type of things. And those gloves were found everywhere in the house after you dismembered her. They were even found on the street. You had gone to the store afterwards to get ammonia to try and alleviate blood or fingerprints or whatever. And this was a completely senseless killing. There was no reason to kill this young lady. There was no testimony that she was aggressive, or there was a fight, or this was a drug deal gone bad, or somebody was robbing someone. The only motive that was presented by a preponderance of the evidence was that you could kill somebody, and ultimately you did. And the guidelines do not take that into effect. It was clearly a senseless killing and mutilation. the guidelines do not take into effect also the few days after you committed this murder, all the lies and misrepresentations you made to Ashley's mother. The guidelines don't take those things into effect. And more significantly, the guidelines do not take into effect the level of brutality involved in this matter and your lack of compassion and total lack of remorse. Unfortunately, I have been doing this type of work for 34 years. I've been on the bench for 13 years. I personally have been involved in over 200 murder or death cases. This is, without question, the worst case that I have ever been involved in. What you did and what I saw in photographs was reprehensible and heinous. This goes beyond the comprehension. For the jury to even have to see the limited number of pictures that I allowed in was just incomprehensible. And yet you sat during this trial, and even today, you make no comment. I know you have a right to not incriminate yourself. However, I observed you during the course of this trial, and you seemed at times to derive pleasure from the testimony in this trial that was at best described as gruesome. I am also stating for the Court of Appeals when they review this matter that I would impose the same sentence that I'm going to impose at this time that I think is proportional and reasonable, even if the sentencing guidelines were altered. I cannot impose life without any possibility of parole, as you were convicted as second-degree murder, not first-degree murder. As I said, your offenses carry life or any term of years. If I impose a life sentence, I am aware that you would be eligible after 15 years for parole. You, sir, in my mind, are a very evil individual. You are clearly a monster without any conscience whatsoever, and you are someone who is a danger to society and should never be allowed free. Accordingly, it is the sentence of this court with regards to the second-degree murder that you be committed to the Michigan Department of Corrections to serve a minimum of 100 years to a maximum of 200 years. I am purposely doing this so that you will not be eligible for parole until you are at least 130 years old. Accordingly, with regards to the other charges, it is on the evidence tampering. You will serve concurrent terms on all three counts of 10 years to 100 years. With regards to the mutilation, you will serve a concurrent term of 10 years to 100 years. With regards to the concealing of death, you'll serve a concurrent term of 6 years to 100 years. You're entitled to 312 days credit. There is $408 of state costs, $130 crime victim rights assessment, and $1,000 court costs. Accordingly, this is the final sentence of the court. You had a trial. You have a right to appeal. You have received your appellate information. Accordingly, this sentence is concluded. Take him to prison, please.
So you done drinking?
I'm done drinking. I'm not done drinking. This one, as in Jared Scumbag Douche Dick Canoe Chance, definitely led up to this situation. He had many run-ins with the law. His dad was a fucking cop. Because in this point, he was a fucking cop. I get there's good cops out there. I believe they exist. But I believe there's some fucking cops out there, and he is one of them. So this guy is literally a walking example of every one of our explicit warning contents.
Pretty much, yeah. He already had 4 felony convictions. Now he has 6 more under his belt. It's pretty great.
Yeah, and I'm sure his dad did a lot of magic in between those convictions to get him out of situations.
Probably.
My daddy's a cop.
Yep.
So he was getting sentenced, and his lawyer had his arm kind of around him.
Oh, yeah.
Was patting his shoulder, feeling all, oh, it's okay.
Yep.
It's okay, Jared.
Oh, poor little baby.
I'm so sorry you mutilated somebody.
After having to see the photos of her daughter's mutilated body in the courtroom at the sentencing trial, Ashley's mom, she's an upstanding woman, she was able to address Jared in the courtroom.
Stop moving. It's noise.
It is noise.
Say that sentence again, please.
After having to see the photos of her daughter's mutilated body in the courtroom at the sentencing trial, Ashley's mom, she was an upstanding woman. She was able to address Jared in the courtroom, and it was pretty harsh.
It was. She actually had Ashley cremated and had a box with her photo on it. She's such a beautiful woman. She's cute little dimples, and her mom gave it to Jared, and I was like, go girl. She just like reamed him. And for once, he actually did look at her a few times.
Yeah, but he stood there pretty stoically.
He did, but at least he looked at her, unlike the Kalamazoo dude who wouldn't even look up.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like they should be forced to watch him the whole time. So at least this guy
Nah, he's still a douche.
is,
So
you're right.
it was never really
He's a
discovered
shitbird.
exactly how Jared killed her. However, her head, hands, and feet were never recovered. This dude refuses to give up what he did with them.
I'm pretty sure the paper doesn't say dude.
Right.
It says, this dumb fuck refuses to give up what he did with them.
I was editing in my mind while
Prison
reading.
justice. Torture that motherfucker until he gives it up. So Jared, like we said, he is 30 years old at sentencing. The courtroom literally filled with clapping, which was kind of surreal. It was all just kind of weird. If you guys watch it, you can definitely find it all on the internet. Mom and family members had like chewed his ass out. And then the judge gave that serious sentencing, and then they clapped it. It was just like this. It's fucking weird. It's all just weird. I mean,
Yeah.
we want him to go to jail. It was just weird. It was just weird.
Yep, that's the way it was. So he's going to spend 130 years, or 100 years.
100 to 200 years,
Yep.
I think
He's not.
said.
We already covered that.
Yeah, we did. As you guys may and or may not know if you didn't listen to the previous episode, Jared's parents had a lot to do with the cover-up of this situation. And so they actually went to trial too. And I am highly disappointed in what they were given. I'm actually sickened by it.
Yeah, Jared's father was charged as an accessory after the fact to a felony of 5-year offense and a perjury charge. His lawyer claimed he did nothing wrong.
Of course he
But
did.
he did. He lied and he hid
moved body parts.
details from the authorities.
And-
yeah.
He had that bloody saw under his couch in his house,
Yeah, it was
miles away from Jared's house.
And that was an electric reciprocating saw.
I don't know why my ridiculous ass self thought that it was like a handsaw this whole time. Like, who's going to be able to dismember a body with a handsaw?
Oh, you certainly could. If you have a good one like mine that we bring camping.
Your new one?
It'd go really nice. Yeah.
The one that wasn't your grandpa's from 1822?
Right.
Anyways, I don't know if you could. I mean, that's This is a disgusting.
Yep.
But still, what I'm saying is
So-
I really did envision an old school, like, wood saw, but it was like an electric,
It was a Sawzall.
a sawzall.
Milwaukee brand.
Zawl.
Yep.
Like my electric coat. The jury did find James guilty of accessory after the fact. He was acquitted him of 1 count of perjury, as the jury was deadlocked on that perjury account. Jared's mother, Barbara Chance, entered a no contest plea. Kent County Circuit Court Judge Paul Denenfeld sentenced Barbara Chance to 45 days for perjury and for being an accessory after the fact.
Yep.
I am.
There you have it. That's difficult
Wait
reading.
a minute.
There was a.
You need to hold on.
Oh, you got more.
I
What you
have
got?
a couple things to say. First, neither of these asshole parents even bothered to try to dress up or look nice in court. They look like frumpy dumpies. Like, isn't that the first thing you learn? You're supposed to dress nice, even if you're guilty. Secondly, they had the body of a woman in their car, and they knew that they had the body of a woman in their car, as Jared called them and asked them for their help.
Yeah. Oh, they knew they were in trouble.
45 fucking days is what she gets
Yeah.
for taking her son,
Yeah,
her
she got
little
something.
baby boy with body parts of this amazing young. What the fuck, yo?
Right.
This is what pisses me off. This is like that road rage case. This pisses me off. I don't think it's okay. He got what? What did we say? A year? I don't remember what we said the father got. Either way, his parents got off way too light, and I don't believe in devil because we don't believe in that shit. But I do believe in karma, and they're going to get theirs because fuck that. They covered for their kid his whole goddamn life. And then when he finally murders someone, they cover for him again and they get 45 days in jail. Yes, I'm ranting and you're looking at me like, is she ever going to stop? I don't think so. So you might want to stop me right now.
Somebody stop me. All right, that was very long, and
I'm
there you
sorry.
have. Oh, here we go.
Keep going. Okay, I'm done drinking.
So justice has been served.
Kind
Jared-
of. Done. Crinkle.
Jared. Dang it! I'm gonna spill your drink for you.
Jared.
I think we pretty much
Jared.
exhausted this one, and now I would like to end this debacle with a
A happy ending and
Yeah.
a good note.
Yep, we're gonna
Who we
feature
featuring?
the same band that we featured in episode number 15, which covered Jared's initial case.
Situation.
Yep, this band is called the All Night Tigers.
Sorry for ranting,
like these
you
guys.
guys.
You can edit most of
I'm
that
not
out.
sorry for ranting. Thank you for listening, you guys, and enjoy the All Night Tigers. We will definitely seep into your ear holes again next week.
All right, have a good night.
Peace out.
You gotta give the devil his due. Red wine in a bottle of you. I can't resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look down. We know it'll end in tears, maybe in days, maybe in years. I'm not afraid to get hurt again. I'm not looking for a new friend, no. Gotta give the devil his due. Red wine in a bottle of you. I can't resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look down, no. Gotta give the devil his due. Red wine in a bottle of you. I can't resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look down. Some hearts are meant to be broken. Maybe yours is just like mine. I'm still in love with romance. So if you wanna take a chance, you gotta give the devil his due. Red wine in a bottle of you. I can't resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look down. Let's pretend tonight will never end. 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 Gotta give the devil his due. Red wine in a bottle of you. I can't resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look down. No, gotta give the devil his due. Red wine in a bottle of you. I can't resist the urge to walk out to the edge and look down.
Thank you for choosing Michigan Murders and Music. Please rate the show wherever you listen. Michigan Murders and Music is produced by The Boots. Episodes are researched and written by Your Highness. Edited by Your Highness. Views and opinions are the sole stupidity of us and us alone. Don't blame others, please. Listening to this podcast could quite possibly cause major problems to your earballs and definitely will mess up your kids. Permission has been given to us by the bands, and we purchase our music on Bandcamp.com. Support your local music scene and all local music scenes.